Does any one of you here find it difficult to say no to others? Please raise your hand. Thank you. And me too. I used to live with 3 strong fears. Fear of being disliked, fear of rejections, and fear of being left out. These are not just passing thoughts. They control how I walk, how I talk, how I behave, and how I show up to the world. To avoid all these fears, I became excessively friendly to people. I listened to all my friends' struggle to the point that I felt like an emotional dumpster for my friends. It is like I have this scanning machine, constantly scanning and check who is unhappy, who is frustrated. If I see anyone who is frustrated or unhappy, I'll be the first to cheer them up. Or even worse, sometimes I relate that back to myself. Did I say anything wrong that's caused this person to feel upset? All these friendliness and kindness that I offer to the world, I felt empty inside. I felt unworthy. And to the point that I even resent the people that I help. I don't have an answer until the day that I found out all this kindness and friendliness that I offer, it was all stemmed from my people-pleasing character. But I did not stuck there. I overcame it. I rose. Today, I'm standing here, I'm confident, I'm self-assured, and most importantly, I've built my confidence. I no longer seek for external validation all the time. And by the end of this sharing, I'm going to share with you a methods that help me to overcome my people-pleasing, which I find it extremely effective. People-pleasing doesn't just happen overnight. A lot of time it is due to our childhood, our early relationship with our parents. With that, I'm going to share with you a very personal journey of mine, which is my childhood. At home, I'm not the eldest who carried the most responsibility, and I'm not the youngest who receive all the attention. Instead, I'm the middle child who get neglected most of the time. But I still need attention and love from my parents. So what do? I only have 2 choices. It's either be super naughty or super obedient to stand out. I tried to be super naughty. Got punished, not very effective. And I tried to be super obedient, listen to what my parents have to say, follow their way, say yes all the time. Hey, they compliment me for that. So I thought, that's the way to go. That's the way to get validation and attention from others. That was how I developed my people-pleasing coping mechanism. At the age of 7, I remember, saw one of my friends, she brought a beautiful ring to school. When I saw that ring, I thought, wow, the ring is so nice. Instead of thinking, the ring will look nice on me, what I thought was, I wanted to bring the ring back to my sister and give it to her so that she will like me more, she will play with me more, or maybe she will think I'm cool. With this thinking, I spent the whole day begging for my friends to give the ring to me. But she did not agree. So I went home with disappointment. Another episode, I saw my elder sister. She has a beautiful set of color pencil. Instead of thinking, wow, I can use the color pencil for my creativity, what I thought was, I wanted to bring the color pencil to school and give it to my friends so that she will like me, she will play with me more, or maybe she will think I'm cool. And I did that. I brought that to school without asking permission. My parents and sister found out, got punished. Not very good experience. People pleasing doesn't just happen in my childhood. It carried into my adult life. Many years later, I became a business owner and a leader of a company. When you think of a leader, you will think of leader who lead with goal, vision, bringing the company to the next level. But that was not what I was focusing. I was focusing on how to please my employee all the time so that they will like me, they will think I'm nice, and they will not gossip about me. When there was a time for correction, I did not correct them. When I was angry, I did not show. So they got confused with my leadership style. And to my deepest fear, I found out that they gossip about me behind my back. I was furious and devastated. And I asked myself, what went wrong? I don't have an answer. Until the day that I knew that I needed to seek help because I was in extreme stress. There was a time that I decided to knock at the door of a therapist, not only for myself, but for my company. I remember this conversation, it was life-changing for me. It was one of my turning points in life. And I still remember in the counseling room, that was the first time I met this therapist, and she asked me, Rachel, why are you here? And then I said, I'm here because I'm stressed. She pointed out, why do you laugh when you are stressed and angry? And I replied, I don't know. Maybe I just don't want the atmosphere to feel tense. And then she said, do you know that you don't have to make things easier for everybody? It is not your job. You can be truthful to yourself. You can be real with your emotion. I can be truthful to myself. I can be real with my emotion. Wow, I didn't know that. And I can still be accepted. So I went home, cried for hours. Not because of my employee gossip about me, but it was because I was grieving for my lost self. For the past decades, I did not take care of myself. Instead, I was focusing on external validation all the time that I would never get. That day, I made a promise to myself. I said, Rachel, starting from today, you need to stop pleasing. You need to live for yourself. And I practiced to say no and set boundary. And I became a better leader today. When there was a time for correction, I can correct them. When they did something good, I can compliment them. I am genuine, and people respect me even more. Because of my counselor inspired me so much that I decided to take up Master of Counseling during the lockdown. It wasn't an easy journey, but because of the inner strength that I built over the years, and with my family support, I managed to complete that and became a registered counselor. So when I became a counselor, I started to see clients with the different issues. One thing I find it very interesting, clients who came in with people-pleasing tendency, they often complain about two major things. One is their emotional stress from prolonged suppressing their need, pleasing others. Another one is their physical health. So it got me thinking, is there a correlation between people-pleasing and health? So I did a research about that. And true enough, according to Journal of Health Psychology 2013, it says that people-pleasing, it is not a personality trait. It is a deep fear of rejections and strong crave for validation. And this group of people will have a higher chance to develop a high level of stress hormone cortisol when asked to perform a stressful task. We all know that cortisol will contribute to disease like hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and digestive disorder. So yes, there is a connection between being people pleaser and harming our health. Remember at the early of the sharing that I mentioned that I have a method that helped me to overcome my people-pleasing and to build my inner strength over the years. And I'm going to share with all of you here today. It is very simple. Just require 3 points. And you can put that into your daily practice and to reframe your mind. Point number 1, mind our own business. A lot of time, we care too much about other people's opinion. So let go of other people's opinions. We must understand that a lot of time, other people's opinion, it's a reflection of their own insecurity projected to you. So learn to differentiate that. Do not use that as a benchmark in your life. Instead, your life should live according to your goal, your directions, and your principle. Point number 2, connect with our inner self. A lot of time when we feel uncomfortable or when we feel stressed, our body will send a signal. So learn to listen to that signal. Say no when we have to, set boundary if you have to. Remember, self-care, it is not selfish, it is self-love. So be compassionate to yourself. And point number 3, which is also my favorite, sense of serving, sense of community. When we help others, we feel good. So please continue to do that. But we must remember when we serve, we must serve from a space of abundance. We don't serve from a space of lack. We can never pour from an empty cup. So remember, when we want to help others, we need to fill up our love tank first. Overall, it's very easy to remember. Point number 1, mind our own business. Let go of other people's opinion. Point number 2, connect with yourself. Point number 3, sense of serving, sense of community. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite all of you here to look within. If you are struggling with people-pleasing, like how I used to be, remember, this is not a call to ask you to be unkind. Certainly not a call to ask you to be rude. But this is an invitation for you to look within. To ask you to respect others, but not disrespecting yourself. Remember, self-care, it is not selfish, it is self-love. So today, I invite you, I encourage all of you here, dare to say no. Dare to set boundary. And dare to disappoint. Even at times, you have to stay apart from the crowd. Self-compassion, it is crucial. And a popular psychologist once said, you don't have to lose yourself in order to belong. When you stop pleasing, you start leading and living your life. Thank you very much for listening.